Welcome to the 2015 Rally America National Championship, combining some of the world's best drivers on some of the toughest stage roads in North America. Through 8 rounds of racing spanning coast to coast across the United States, through mud, snow, dust, and forest, one radio show is there covering all the action. This is Rally America Radio. This is Rally America Radio. We're coming at you from the first service park of the 2015 Rally America Rally in the 100-acre wood. This segment being brought to you by Ford and the Ford Fiesta and Ford Focus, as well as the F-Series and the award-winning Ford F-150. Being brought to you by Ford. Right now, we got some of the drivers, including David Higgins, Yeoman, and David Sterks. They are sitting 1, 2, 3 in the standings. They're here. The team's starting to go to work, and we're going to see if we can catch up with some of the drivers and see how tires came into play in these first few stages, as well as the Super Special. Remember, coming into this round, mix of gravel, ice, snow. Tire choice definitely up in the air, and we're going to see how that played into everybody's strategy through the first half of the first day of the Rally in the 100-acre wood. All right, we're going to catch up with David Sterks now, just coming into the first service park. How'd everything go out there?
Well, everything goes well, better than expected. Like expected in the first stage, we scared ourselves on the ice and went pretty close to some trees, but close. We didn't touch them, so it was okay. And then after that, I found out how everything was working and the tires, and we were going better and better, and I think we're sitting second overall, and the last 2 stages we were getting closer to David Higgins. That's probably not pushing for sure, but I'm still happy with that. And everything is going good.
Yeah, car looks like it's in good shape, so looking forward to the stages here later on today and possibly try and chip away at Higgins.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but if I'm second, for me it's like a win.
All right, thanks, David, and we'll catch up with you later today.
Okay, thank you.
All right, we're here with Adam Yeoman pulling into the first service park. How's everything out there through the first couple stages, Adam?
Yeah, tricky stages like we expected. The conditions are so varying. It's so hard to judge the grip on every corner. So, yeah, tricky little group. I'm glad I'm in. I think there's already a lot of people off, so we're happy to be here.
Yeah, talk about tire choice. I know that was a big thing. It was up in the air going into this, into the first couple stages, mix of gravel, ice, snow. How did tire choice play in, and did you nail it, or were you a little off?
So we went out in the ice tire, which I think was the wrong choice. I think the snow tire is better. The icy sections are so slippery that no tire is going to work in there. So everybody is just having to crawl through it. And then I think we're losing time on the gravel sections compared to the guys on the snow tires. So we're going to go out in the snow tire now and hopefully get back some of the time we lost in the gravel and have a good night and have no drama.
Compared to to rallies of past here at 100-acre wood, how does this one stack up?
Oh, this is the craziest one I've been to so far. We've had snow here before, but that was a million times better than this. The slippiness is even worse than I've ever seen at Snowdrift, so it's a really challenging set of conditions out there. It's really tough.
All right, we'll let you take a quick break, and we'll see you later on tonight.
Cool, thanks a lot.
All right, we're sitting down with Steve LaRosa in this nice heated motorhome when it's probably 15 degrees outside. But walk us through the first few stages, Steve. Super special in the first few stages. How was the ice, and how did that play into strategy?
Super Special 1, by the time we got to it, was just really, really muddy and slick. So we just kind of took our time through it and actually ended up getting through it pretty well. Then we started the stages, and stage 1 was pretty good, kind of fast. We were averaging close to 60 miles an hour through the first couple, and then it got really snowy and really icy through 4 and 5. So, and tonight it's going to be really shiny. All the snow's blown off, a lot of ice, so it'll be a challenge in the dark.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, good. Yeah. Good news is you get to go through it again, so you kind of have an idea what to expect, right?
Correct. Yeah. There's a lot of people that don't get to go through it again that are off in the bushes and broke down. So now we'll go through it again and take our time and get it to the finish tomorrow.
Yeah, you feel like this event has almost become just a survive till the last few stages and then try and push if you have to?
I really think so. I think there's going to be a few deciding factors tomorrow that are going to separate some people. And if you can get through those and get through those clean, you're going to do decent.
All right. Well, great catching up with you, Steve, and good luck tonight.
Thanks, Jim. Appreciate it.
All right. We're catching up with Brenton Kelly, open class racer. How was it through the first few stages?
First stages were interesting. We had a couple of good gravel sections where we were able to put, a little bit of power down, but the icy stuff is extremely icy and it's just crawling through. So it's all or nothing really for grip.
Yeah. You feel like running Snowdrift a month ago kind of gave you a little bit of leg up heading into this one, kind of, a little bit familiar with snow and ice?
Yeah, definitely on the snow. I think Snowdrift helped a little bit, but where it's ice out there, it's worse than I've ever seen a Snowdrift. So, it's icy. That's really the only way to describe it. Is it's glare ice, and definitely had a few big moments. And I think the order shows that a lot of guys are already out from that.
You think with the sun going down, it's definitely going to make things shake it up for this evening?
Yeah, I think they're all repeat stages. So the stuff that was icy is only going to be more glare ice. Hopefully the lights will shine off it, and we can actually spot where that ice is. But it's really going to be push on the gravel and just don't lose time on the ice is the plan for tonight.
All right. Well, are you one of the ones hoping that snow rolls in tonight and possibly put some snow down over the top of the ice, or would you rather stay the way it is?
I would like snow. Snow would be good. Having a little bit of snow would make it, just that little extra cushion, and maybe I'm a little bit more comfortable on snow than I am glare ice, so it could be good to get some snow.
All right. Well, thanks for catching up with us. We'll see you tonight.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right, we are here with Nick Roberts, Super Production Racer, and pulling in, not in the car, Nick. What's happening, my friend?
Oh, yeah, it was kind of a bummer. We were out on stage 1, the super special, that went well. And then sitting, because we were waiting to start stage 2, the car started acting up, and I don't know, must have been some kind of electrical gremlin going on. Pulled up to the start line. I knew we had problems then, and so I tried restarting the car, and then we couldn't get it started, and then finally got it started, and I just had no throttle control. And so I got it past the boards, and we ended up actually let it sit for a few minutes. A few cars went by us, then it started up and acted okay, and so we finished the stage. It's kind of off and on, and then it was back to just nothing. So not really safe to keep going with that, so we just decided to call it and bring it back and try to get the problem sorted and be back out tomorrow.
Yep. So definitely you just think it's new car gremlins, huh?
Yeah, something electrical. We're not quite sure. I just have no throttle control, so I can't do anything about that. It's kind of a bummer. I see it sounds like Lachlan's out as well. I think he must have had a mechanical issue, so it sounds like we're both starting the day tomorrow. We'll have our penalties for whatnot for Super Rally, but it'll be a good day tomorrow anyway.
Yeah, for sure. And so really you haven't had a chance to stretch a new car's legs yet, huh?
No, we tested Wednesday. Wednesday went great. We found a little gremlin with it then, but we thought we had it sorted. And so it was kind of a bummer to see it back. But, like I said, at testing it was great. We put in some good times, felt really comfortable, really consistent. The car feels great. You can definitely tell it's lighter. You can tell it's got the center of gravity is lower. And where I'm sitting, you can just get so much more feel out of the car. So I'm really happy with the car. I'm really happy with the way it's turned out. Just got to get this little issue sorted, and we'll be good to go.
All right. Well, looking forward to catching up with you tomorrow and seeing you out there.
All right. Sounds good.
All right. Thanks, Nick. All right, we're catching up with James Robinson, and I got to tell you, car looks a little different than it did at Snowdrift, but I'm digging the new livery.
Yeah, we're really happy we were able to get our final livery on the car, which is the Maxxis HPD sponsored car. Yeah, it looks a lot better than just a bone stock red one. It looks like we took it from a factory or something like that. So.
Yeah, for sure. So, talk about the conditions out there. I know a lot of people have been talking, tire choice and a little mix of gravel, snow, ice, everything thrown at you, right?
Yeah, it's been a really bizarre mix of conditions out there. Actually, some of the stages have been incredibly fast, and we were longing for some gravel tires, but there's so much ice, and there's so many spots, especially in the fast corners, where, man, you can just go right off because of that ice.
Yeah. Well, talking about the car, and I know we were laughing at the last round because you guys still have heat. Here we are again, and people are expecting a little warmer conditions. Definitely got to love having the factory heater in there still, right?
The factory heater is great, and so is having the multimedia center in there because we've been listening to our iPads in there, so it's great.
Nice. So, what are your predictions rest of today and tomorrow? I know some snow's possibly coming in tomorrow for the rally. What are you guys looking at?
Yeah, I think tomorrow's going to be the tricky day. It's nice because we're going to redo all the same 4 stages again just right after this service. But, yeah, tomorrow is going to be real tricky with that weather coming in. So, yeah, it's all going to be down to the tire.
All right. And I know, rumor is you guys have another Honda coming later on this year for you?
We're talking about maybe building another one. Yeah, we'll see. We want to get this one as sorted out as we possibly can since it's the new platform, but you never know, Sometimes it's nice to have a higher power car.
All right. Well, you guys are looking solid. Car looks clean. Got to tell you, a lot of these cars coming in pretty dinged up, so you guys are definitely on top of the game.
We're happy that we're on the road. We haven't had any damage yet, so it's great.
All right. Thanks, James.
I appreciate it.
All right, we're here with David Higgins at the First Service Park. How's everything out there today, David?
Yeah, it's hard. It's really hard, to be honest. You get onto the gravel stuff on the ice tyre, which is real sketchy because you don't have any of the, traction and braking's reasonably good, but there's no lateral grip. So on these flat out 6-gear corners, it's pretty dodgy. Then you go over a blind crest and you're straight onto the ice and the snow again, and then you're going way too fast on that. So it's hard to get any real rhythm and keep any good rhythm. And we had a small issue on the last stage, just something in the electronics tripped out for some reason. So we lost the handbrake and lost some power, but it's losing the power in these conditions is not really a big factor. But one thing that is really for sure, the last stage of that is pure gravel, and you sort of try to nurse the tyres, look after them all the way through, and then you go through that one stage and it destroys them, and we haven't got that many for the rest of the rally, so it's going to be a bit of a battle later on for sure.
Yeah. Well, I'm talking about this running of the 100 Acre Wood Rally. I mean, this has got to be one of the toughest runnings you've ever experienced here.
Yeah, like at least in 2013 we had a real big rainstorm, or freezing rain and snowstorm, but it was okay because it was consistent. The whole stage was ice and snow, just like snowdrift. What makes it so difficult here is you just got such a mix in every stage and every group of stages, so that's what really makes it quite hard. And you can't help but go through the roads a bit disappointed because we're used to going through here absolutely flat out. So one of the most fun rallies we do, and you having to hold back because of obviously the conditions. So it's going to be a real sort of demanding rally just to keep yourself cool, and you're easy to sort of slow down, think you're losing a load of time, but everyone else in the same situation.
Well, how overall this 2015 Subaru? Obviously you broke it in at Snowdrift. You're here. Obviously we got the wide body kit looking really sharp. But how's it feel out there overall? The car, you very happy with it?
Yeah, it was fantastic. We had a really, really good solid test on Tuesday and Wednesday in the car, and it was proper dry gravel. And the thing is just absolutely amazing. Just small little improvements everywhere. But we can't really put it to use yet on here. So it's just looking for that dry rally and getting going, but everything so far in the car is very, very good.
All right, well, good luck for the stages coming up, and we'll catch up with you later tonight.
Cool, thank you.
All right, we're catching up with Andrew Comrie Picard, and you said it was going to be a little tricky, a little change up. What's the verdict now?
Oh, it's tricky. I knew it was going to be tricky, and it's tricky. We went really, really well at the start. We did well on the first super special, and then on the beginning of the first long stage, we were going great, and it was very gravelly. So we hadn't really tested these tires in the ice, and on about the third corner turned out to be extremely icy. Somebody had already been in and went off on the outside, and we went off and followed their tracks right in, and it broke a tie rod. And it's just one of those things, like either you're fine or you just hit it at full steering angle, you break a tie rod. So it took me about 17 minutes to change the tie rod on stage. We carry a spare, and I might have been able to do it a little faster, but we had a little threading problem. Anyway, now we'll have to make the long claw back to try to be on the podium. It's kind of a test of one's character. You deal with triumph and disaster the same and keep working. The good news is that where the traction is good, and we have it marked in the notes, so the traction is great. Where the traction is bad, it's really bad. And the problem is there's like very bad and extremely bad, and we don't really have a way to know the difference. You can tell a little bit by tree cover and so on, but we're going back out on the same stages. They'll be much more polished by many more cars, and it's going to be tough. We have to make a difficult tire decision because any tire that you run on the gravel wears very quickly, and then we're not going to have enough tire for the ice and for tomorrow. So it's definitely tricky. We are definitely now at a disadvantage, but this is where the going gets tough and the tough get going.
Well, and I know, coming in, a lot of the cars looking like they're having damage. We've got a couple out already, so definitely, an opportunity, to step back in and claw your way in.
Yeah, in some ways you hope every rally's easy, and the last one we did last year, we just we hauled butt and made it onto the overall podium. It was beautiful traction the whole way. We kicked it the whole way. This is the opposite. This is where you're dancing on your tiptoes the whole time, and there's going to be a lot more miles of dancing on our tiptoes. We got to make up about 8 seconds a mile, so we got to go out and kick it.
All right. Well, thanks for catching up with me, and we'll see you tonight after after the rounds or the stages.
You certainly will. Take care.
All right. Thanks. All right, we are sitting down in motorhome with Tim O'Neill. What do you make of 100 Acre Woods so far, Tim?
Well, I'm quite surprised at the amount of snow and ice for being sort of in the south. Every year, you come here with gravel tires and only a few spare snow tires, and you realize you should have thrown all your gravel tires back at the garage. So it's really hard to have the right setup with snow tires, rubber tires on ice with no studs. Everybody here is trying to figure out what's the right setup. Traction ice, really soft compound tires, brake in a straight line, be really careful. I really think it's probably the most treacherous conditions because it's got icy roads with no snowbanks. So you make a few mistakes and you're off into the woods in a hurry.
But that's what you got to love about rally, right? You never know what to expect when you show up at a race.
Well, I think most people in rally are kind of adventurers, and that's why they like it. You know, if it was easy, we'd all be driving around on pavement. So I think that's what draws most people in here into the rally is that they love the unpredictability and the challenge of just trying to get to the end. And I know Steve said, he's only doing 60 miles an hour, but I don't know if anybody's ever tried driving on glare ice with no studs at 60 miles an hour. It's a challenge, especially when you got narrow, tricky roads with blind crests and whatnot. I'm very impressed with what Steve's doing. He went from a sport where you're going flat out through the desert, and now you get the trickiness of rallying. I think it's quite appealing to him, and a lot of the people down here don't get to see very much snow and ice. So everybody's challenged this weekend.
Yeah, for sure. And, talk about Team O'Neill real quick because you guys have, a fleet of Fords out here, ACP, La Rosa, some others. Talk about, the school and your relationship with Ford and obviously the platform because it seems like you guys do pretty well.
Well, in order to have a good rally car, you really need something that is light and strong and easy to drive, easy to maintain, and the Fiesta is just that. It's a really good vehicle. We have 3 different types of Fiestas here. We have an R1, which we have a new driver on the R1. It's a totally standard car. We have the R2, which is a normally aspirated, heavily modified car. And then we have Fiesta ST, which is in Europe, they'd call an R3, which is the ST is a turbocharged 1.6. So it's got a lot of torque. So we have really totally different cars, really the same car, but totally different types of drivetrain. The relationship that we have with Ford is they provide us with vehicles for our driving school, and we train everybody in front-wheel drive starting out, and then they move to all-wheel drive and then rear-wheel drive. So front-wheel drive is really our training device that we use to break people's bad habits, make it so people have the ability to stay on the gas and use their left foot on the brake. And most of our drivers that we have trained, rally drivers, are winning championships. We've had pretty much every Rookie of the Year for the past 10 years, and starting with Ken Block. We've had a lot of success because the vehicle is easy to maintain, easy to drive, parts interchangeability is good. Finally, Ford brought us the good Euro stuff, and these cars are just a hoot to drive.
Yeah, and talking about that, you guys have been known to have some of these, front-wheel drive cars run up there in the top. I mean, obviously ACP, he's always up there. Brendan Reeves a couple years ago took an overall podium, I think, one of the rounds. So definitely says a lot for the platform.
Well, yes, a lot of people think, in rallying you got to have four-wheel drive to finish in the top 3, but every year we finished in the top 3 with a front-wheel drive car. It's hard to do. The front-wheel drive, it teaches you to keep your speed in the corners, so you can't really make too many mistakes because you lose a lot of speed. So most of the drivers that do well, it's really about carrying your speed to the corners, because accelerating out of a corner on a front-wheel drive car is a little bit limited, especially uphill. But you can go into a corner much faster because they're much lighter. The average all-wheel drive car here is about 3,000 pounds up to 3,200 pounds. These cars are all about 2,500 pounds. So if you have a 700-pound difference in your car, it's easy to change direction. The tricky bits are where the front-wheel drive cars make up all their time, and the straightaways and the uphill hairpins are where they lose their time. So it depends on the stage and the type of rally as to whether or not you can actually finish overall. And there's not many people that have ever won overall with a front-wheel drive. There's only 2 or 3 of us. And that's what I'm looking forward to is hopefully that one of these guys will eventually win a rally overall with a 2-wheel drive car.
Yeah, and talking about the rest of this rally, obviously going into the night tonight and then tomorrow, what are some of your predictions?
Well, I think there's going to be a lot of mayhem. It's just rallying is usually about 50% non-finishers, and half of the non-finishers either break their car and the other half crash. So you're probably going to end up 50%. And my hope is that all 3 of our Fiesta drivers will be finishing at the end, and hopefully we can get them all on the podium. But that's a challenge, and I'm hoping that's our objective. And I'm not sure we can do that, but we got some good people out there, and they're very smart and very conservative and really wanting to finish.
All right. Well, thanks for catching up with us, Tim, and good luck the rest of the event.
Thank you very much, Jim.
But we've got that that social media contest going on, scavenger hunt. Definitely check it out. Check out Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Rally America's social media feeds, and they will tell you all the news. Thanks for staying tuned to Rally America Radio. This segment was brought to you by Ford. So be sure and check out the full lineup of Ford products. Focus, Fiestas, F-Series, you name it, Ford's got you handled. Thanks, Ford, for supporting Rally America Radio. We'll be back at you later tonight with the results from day one.
Lots of people choose Ford F-Series trucks to help run their lives, run their construction crews, their farms, and their own companies. They also run their kids to practice, run out for dinner, even run away for the weekend. Because Ford F-150 and Ford Super Duty are the trucks that help you run on all cylinders. Year after year after year, Ford F-Series delivers outstanding toughness, capability, and efficiency. That's why Ford F-Series has been America's best-selling truck 38 years running. So you're likely to run across one or two at the next job site you pass, the next youth league practice, and the parking lot at your favorite restaurant. Because when you need to run around all day, a run-of-the-mill truck just won't do. That's why the hardest working men and women out there run with America's #1 truck, Ford F-Series. Visit your Carolina Ford dealers now to save big on America's best-selling trucks, or check out special offers at yourcarolinaford.com. Ford F-Series, built Ford tough.